Hello, wrestling fans. My name is Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka What Kind of Snacks You Want, because I got playing around. As you can tell by the title, the thumbnail, and the video itself, this is my WWE Smackdown review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please give this video 30 likes and follow my social media down below in the description and watch this video from all the way from the beginning towards the end and go check out my AEW Dynamite review and highlights I did on the channel. And that's all I got to say. Now, without further ado, let's get started on my WWE Smackdown review on house because I got a lot to say about the show. Now, WWE Smackdown, normally it has been a terrible show. It has been terrible. But in my honest opinion, Smackdown tonight, I thought it was a pretty decent show for what it was. Pretty decent. But not super good, not super bad, but it was just pretty decent. Alright, WWE Smackdown was live from SAP Center in St. Joe's, California. Commentary tonight were Vic Joseph and Corey Graves. WWE Smackdown kicks off with aerial shots of St. Joe's and the SAP Center. We cut to clips of Crown Jewel and Seth Rollins on Raw. We see the Vision turning on Seth. Alright, Cody Rhodes. Live in the arena, SmackDown General Manager Nick Gallagher is in the ring. He welcomes everyone to the show. He says there is a match tonight between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. Nick Aldis says that match is now a #1 contenders match for the WWE Championship. The winner will take on this man. Cody Rhodes' music hits and out comes Cody Rhodes. He gets in the ring and the fans chant Cody Rhodes. He says that Crown Jewel, Seth Rollins beat him for the Crown Jewel Championship and split him to the bone due to so, and he thinks he and Seth Rollins don't need to be in the ring together forever again. But that's not how it works around here. You don't need 20 out of 20 vision to see that Seth Rollins has issue with the Braun and the Oracle. He says Seth Rollins needs to handle his business and he will handle SmackDown business. Cody Rhodes holds the WWE Championship and says the business of SmackDown is being with them all in the Bay Area, to which a number one contender match. He says he heard Nick Aldis says it earlier. Who will it be? Drew McIntyre? The fans boo. Will it be someone that they are familiar with? Someone from around there? The Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu? He says he will be ready. It's Friday night and the lights are on bright. And the road to Saturday night's main event runs through St. Joe's. Cody Rhodes' music hits and he throws the microphone. Alright, so we get Soul Sequoia, the MFT, and Ray Phoenix. We cut to the back and see Solo Sequoia with MFTs. They stop at the WWE cameraman taking pictures of Ray Phoenix. Fatu tells the cameraman to take pictures of them. Ray Phoenix says he is not done. Ray Phoenix and Solo are face to face, but Tama Tonga hits Ray Phoenix and Solo Sequoia tells him that when he says they are done, they are done. Tama Tonga throws Ray Phoenix into WWE equipment, and in comes WWE officials, and they break, and then they break it up. Where is Penta? Where you need? Where is Penta? That's all I gotta say. Many expected Drew McIntyre against Jacob Fatu to be called off, but Nick Aldis making it a #1 contenders match is an interesting one. In recent Saturday night's main event, we haven't had big title change. Having a new champion on that show could be good. #Smackdown. So we go to commercial break. So we get the first match, WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Soruka and Zario. This was a good tag team match, but Soruka has that dog in her. I would love to see Soruka versus Charlotte Flair. Now that match will happen at WrestleMania someday. Now, if that match happens someday at WrestleMania, I guarantee you that'll be a good match between Charlotte Flair and Soruka. But Soruka has that dog in her, and I love the Soul Snatcher in WWE. That's like one of my favorite finishers in WWE, the Soul Snatcher, the Soruka. You know what I'm saying? Soruka has that dog in her, and that's all I got to say. But this was a good tag team match. Blake Merwell is at ringside. The bell rings. We are underway. Charlotte Flair and Soruka start the match. Charlotte Flair with an armbar but Saruka rolls out of it and gets Charlotte Flair into an armbar of her own. Charlotte Flair gets out of that, and both women are on their feet. Charlotte Flair is thrown to the turnbuckle, but she flips over and hits Saruka with a kick. Charlotte Flair with a big boot on Zarya. Charlotte Flair gets in the ring and she hits Saruka with a kick to the side of the head. Alexa Bliss is tagged in and they double team Saruka. Zarya is tagged in. Alexa Bliss jumps onto Zarya's back, but Zarya throws her onto the mat. So Alexa Bliss gets back up and she hits her with right hands in a drop kick. Alexa Bliss grabs Zarya, but Zarya with a modified spine buster. So we go to commercial. So we go to commercial. So we go to commercial break. So we go to commercial break. All right. Back from commercial break, Zarya grabs Alexa Bliss and climbs the second rope. Alexa Bliss with elbows to the face and both of them fall onto the mat. Zarya grabs Alexa Bliss and throws her into the turnbuckle. Saruka is tagged in and Saruka with a spinning slam. Zarya is tagged back into the ring. Saruka climbs the top rope and she goes for a splash, but Alexa Bliss moves out of the way. Alexa Bliss with a kick onto Zarya and she throws Saruka to the outside. Charlotte Flair is tagged in. Saruka gets back in the ring and Charlotte Flair with a crossbody off the top rope. Charlotte Flair with chops to the chest and Saruka falls to the outside of the ring. Charlotte Flair with a clothesline onto Zarya, followed by kicks to the face. Charlotte Flair with a modified suplex. Charlotte Flair goes for the cover, but Zarya kicks out. Charlotte Flair with a waist lock, but Zarya grabs the ropes. Saruka is tagged in, and Saruka with a springboard clothesline. Saruka with a right hand onto Alexa Bliss. Saruka with a German suplex onto Charlotte Flair. Saruka climbs the second rope and goes for a draw kick, but Charlotte Flair catches her and she gets her in a modified Boston Crab, but Saruka gets out of it. Saruka gets in the corner. Charlotte Flair runs towards her, but Saruka moves out of the way. Saruka with a Soul Snatcher. She goes for the cover, but Alexa Bliss breaks it up. In comes Zarya, and she throws Alexa Bliss to the outside of the ring. Zarya goes for a baseball slide, but Alexa Bliss moves out of the way. Alexa Bliss gets on the ring apron, and she goes for a hurricanrana, but Zarya catches her and throws her into the barricade. Charlotte Flair on the outside, and she hits Zarya with a kick to the side of the head. Saruka jumps off the second rope and slams Charlotte Flair down onto the mat. We see Blake Monroe at ringside clapping, and that distracts Saruka. Charlotte Flair with a chop block onto Saruka's knee. Charlotte Flair throws Saruka back into the ring, and she gets her in the figure four, but Charlotte Flair lets go of it. Charlotte Flair with a knee to knee. Charlotte Flair with a figure four and onto the figure eight, and Saruka taps out. The winner and still your WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. This was a good match between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair and Zarya and Saruka. This was a good tag team match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair help Saruka and Zarya back on their feet. We cut backstage and Cody Rhodes is stopped by Jacob Fatu. Both men are face to face. Jacob Fatu welcomes Cody Rhodes to the Bay Area. St. Joe, he says when he is finished, don't walk in Drew McIntyre from St. Joe to Oakland to San Francisco, even the Bay Bridge. He will show Cody the real him, and Cody Rhodes will know that Jacob Fatu is all gas and no brakes. Alright, we see clips of Aleister Black and Zelina Vega after Aleister Black win against Damian Priest last week. A fun women's tag team match. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss have been good women tag team champions. Saruka and Zarya lost, but they were made to look strong in that match, which I agree. But that was a good tag team match by Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair and Saruka and Zarya. That's all I gotta say. So we go to commercial break. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega's promo. Alright. This was a quick promo. A video promo of Aleister Black with Zelina Vega airs. He says everything he has done has been a calculated move. He and Zelina Vega says this was always their plan. Aleister Black says that they are what they would call a necessary evil. Selena Vega says the venom isn't poison, it's salvation. Okay. We see clips of Shinsuke Nakamura's match against Sami Zayn. We see the MLTs interfering. Alright, so we get Sami Zayn, Nick Aldis, and The Miz. We cut to the Miz, who is backstage with Nick Aldis. The Miz says he wants it to be big, and Nick Aldis says he will take it to consideration. In comes Sami Zayn, who tells Nick Aldis he is not even on the show tonight. Nick Aldis says he wants Nakamura to have a proper rematch, but Shinsuke Nakamura is still in Japan, and the MLT is already causing problems tonight. Sami Zayn says that is not how things work. This is not how he works. He won't be bullied or in the shadows because of them. He says the United States title means something to him and the fans to the guys in the locker room. Sami Zayn says he is going to go to the ring and defend his United States title. Nick Aldis turns around and Miz is still there. Nick Aldis asks him if he needs something else, and Miz says he is good and walks away. Alright, so we go to commercial break. Sami Zayn is in the ring for the United States Challenge. Out comes the Miz with a microphone. He said he is so sick of these open challenge, treating that title like a charity. Out comes Carmelo Hayes from behind, and he hits Miz. He throws Miz into the lead board of the entrance. Out comes WWE officials to break it up, and the Miz runs to the back. I knew that Carmelo Hayes was going to turn on the Miz. I've been calling it straight down the middle that Carmelo Hayes was going to turn on the Miz, and it finally happened. So I hope you guys will give me my flowers down below in the comment section. Alright, it said, out comes ilja Dragunov to the ring. I didn't expect this, but I'll take it. United States Championship Open Challenge, Sami Zayn versus ilja Dragunov. This was a good match. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this was a good match. So I really enjoyed this match. This was the highlight of the night, that ilja Dragunov returns to SmackDown. That was the highlight of the night. The bell rings. We are underway. Sami Zayn extends his hand and they shake hands. Both men with right hands. Sami Zayn to the top rope and ilja Dragunov with a forearm to the face. Sami Zayn gets back up and he hits ilja Dragunov with a clothesline. Sami Zayn with a chop to the chest. Sami Zayn goes for a suplex, but ilja Dragunov lands on his feet, and ilja Dragunov with a waist lock, but Sami Zayn with an elbow to the face. Sami Zayn to the ropes, but ilja Dragunov with a forearm to the face. ilja Dragunov with a knee, followed by a boot to the face. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial break, Sami Zayn with a clothesline. He goes for the cover, but ilja Dragunov kicks out. Sami Zayn with a forearm to the face, but ilja Dragunov with an uppercut. ilja Dragunov with kicks, but Sami Zayn with an elbow to the face. Sami Zayn jumps off the second rope and lands a tornado DDT. Sami Zayn goes for the hula kick, but ilja Dragunov with a kick to the face. ilja Dragunov goes for the cover, but Sami Zayn kicks out. ilja Dragunov with a German suplex and keeps the waist lock on Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn with elbows. Sami Zayn gets out of it and rolls ilja Dragunov, but ilja Dragunov kicks out. Sami Zayn with a German suplex and another German suplex. Sami Zayn with the waist lock, but ilja Dragunov gets out of it. ilja Dragunov with elbows, and he picks Sami Zayn up and slams him onto the mat. He goes for the cover, but Sami Zayn kicks out. ilja Dragunov climbs the top rope and jumps Sami Zayn, moves out of the way. ilja Dragunov lands on his feet, and Sami Zayn with the Machoku driver. He goes for the cover, but ilja Dragunov kicks out. Sami Zayn with a chop to the chest, and ilja Dragunov falls onto the ring apron. Sami Zayn on the ring apron. ilja Dragunov with the elbow, and he lifts Sami Zayn up, but Sami Zayn with elbows. Sami Zayn lifts ilja Dragunov up, and ilja Dragunov's left shoulder lands onto the second rope, and they fall to the outside of the ring. So we go to commercial break. Let me take a sip of my water. Alright, back from commercial break. ilja Dragunov with the senton onto Sami Zayn. He goes for the cover, but Sami Zayn kicks out. Ilya Dragunov placed Sami Zayn on the second rope. Ilya Dragunov with chops to the chest, and Ilya Dragunov climbs the second rope. Ilya Dragunov climbs the top rope, and he lands a superplex. Ilya Dragunov goes for the H-bomb, but Sami Zayn gets his boot up. Sami Zayn goes for the hula kick, but Ilya Dragunov moves out of the way. Ilya Dragunov lifts Sami Zayn up and slams him onto the mat. Ilya Dragunov goes for the cover, but Sami Zayn kicks out. Ilya Dragunov with a big knee to the face. He goes for the cover, but Sami Zayn kicks out. Ilya Dragunov to the ropes, and he lands a clothesline. Ilya Dragunov runs, but Sami Zayn with a kick to the face. Sami Zayn with the blue thunder bomb. He goes for the cover, but Ilya Dragunov kicks out. We see Solo Sikoa on the ramp, and that distracts Sami Zayn. Solo Sikoa waves his finger and leaves to the back. Ilya Dragunov runs towards Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn with the exploder. Sami Zayn goes for the hula kick, but Ilya Dragunov with a torpedo masquerade, followed by the H-bomb. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. The winner and your new United States champion, Ilya Dragunov. This was a good match between Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn. This was a good match. But the highlight of the night was Ilya Dragunov returning on SmackDown and taking the championship off of Sami Zayn. But this was a good match between Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn. Alright. Sami Zayn gets to his feet and Dragunov celebrates in the ring. Both men are face to face, but out comes MFTs who attack both men, who attack Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov. Out comes Rey Fenix, but it's stopped by Tala Tonga. He chokeslams Rey Fenix down onto the mat. Solo Sikoa grabs a microphone, but the fans boo. He asks them if they forgot. Solo says MFT runs SmackDown. They are going to get everything that his family lost, and he will make his family tree champions again. The lights go out, and we see a promo video of Bo Dallas. He says, knock and the door will be open, but you are prepared for what is waiting on the other side. The video cuts, and we see the Wyatt sits behind the ring apron. Both teams are face to face. The Wyatt sits gets in the ring, and the MSG leaves the ring. Alright, I like the face paint of the MFTs, but so Sikoa is talking about getting a new member of the Bloodline. We might get a female of the Bloodline. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it is what it is. But the staring stuff, that gotta stop, man. You know what I'm saying? This staring and stuff, that's gotta stop, man. I just want to see the Riot 6 and the MFT brawl. That's it. Alright. Ilya Dragunov winning the United States Championship was pretty surprising in a good way. Him returning was a surprise. I like the United States Open Challenge too. This was a very good match, and Solo getting involved saved Sami Zayn a bit. Hashtag SmackDown. Before I continue, where is Bianca Belair? Now I know Bianca Belair is dealing with her injury, so I wish Bianca Belair a speedy recovery so Bianca Belair can come back and take the title off of Tiffany Stratton. The only thing that needs to control the women's division is Stephanie McMahon. Now, Bianca Belair is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time on SmackDown, and you cannot argue me with that. And that's all I gotta say. And I'm just speaking facts. That Bianca Belair is one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time on SmackDown. And that's all I gotta say. But Stephanie McMahon needs to control the women's division, and that's all I gotta say. But y'all dropped the ball on Julia. We haven't even seen Julia since. But it is what it is. I just had to put this out there, so I'm just speaking facts. Alright, let me continue. Commercial break. We see clips of WWE's tour of Australia and Japan. Highlights of the Women's Crown Jewel Championship match between Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie McMahon airs. Kathy Kelly is backstage with Tiffany Stratton. She tells Kathy Kelly that she won't pretend that she is happy about losing, but Stephanie McMahon is a great champion and took her to her limits. She has been undefeated for a year, and one loss won't change a thing. In comes Kiana James, who says she knew Tiffany Stratton didn't have what it takes, and she only represents talent like Julia. Tiffany Stratton tells her that maybe she doesn't have it. Those who can do, and those can't represent. She challenged her to a match next week, and Keanu James accepts this. You know that Keanu James is going to lose to Tiffany Stratton. I can definitely see that. We cut to the Motor City Machine Guns, a video of them earlier during the day's airs. They talk about how it only took them 2 weeks to win the WWE Tag Team titles. In comes Angel and Berto. They tell the Motor City Machine Guns that when they started, they look like a Ferrari, and now they look like their grandfather lawnmowers. Chris Sabin asked them if they remember who they beat in their first match, and it was them. Chris Sabin said since it has been 1 year they are in WWE, they challenged them to a match tonight. Alright, so we get the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Los Garza. And this tag team match right here, this was a decent tag team match. This was decent. The bell rings run underway. Alex and Angel start the match. Berto distracts Alex and Angel hits him with their right hand. He gets Alex is a head lock, but Chris Sabin is tagged in. Alright, they double team Angel and Angel falls to the outside of the ring. Chris Sabin kicks Berto to the outside. Chris Sabin with a suicide dive onto Los Garza on the outside of the ring. Chris Sabin throws Angel back into the ring. Berto holds on to Chris Sabin's leg and Angel with a kick to the face. Angel with a chop to the chest. He goes for a splash in the corner, but Chris Sabin moves out of the way and Alex is tagged in. Alex goes for a splash in the corner, but Angel moves out of the way. Berto is tagged in and they double team Alex Shelley. So we go to commercial break. Back from commercial, Angel goes for a right hand on Alex Shelley, but Alex Shelley with a neck breaker. Berto is tagged in and he grabs Alex Shelley by the leg. Alex Shelley kicks him away and Chris Sabin is tagged in. Chris Sabin with a crossbody off the top rope followed by a double clothesline. Chris Sabin with a release German suplex onto Angel. Chris Sabin with a roll-up on Berto, but Berto kicks out. Chris Sabin gets Berto in a corner, and Alex Shelley is tagged back in. They double team Berto. Chris Sabin is tagged back in. They double team Berto, but in comes Angel who super kicks Alex Shelley. Berto with a sit down power bomb onto Chris Sabin. He goes for the cover, but Chris Sabin kicks out. Angel is tagged in. Angel with grabs Chris Sabin, but he tags Berto into the ring. They double team Chris Sabin. Berto goes for the cover, but in comes Alex Shelley who pushes Angel onto Berto to break up the cover. Angel and Alex Shelley fight to the outside of the ring. Berto with a splash onto the Motor City Machine Guns on the outside of the ring. Berto throws Chris Sabin back into the ring. Angel is tagged in, and they grab Chris Sabin, but Alex Shelley tags himself in. Berto is thrown to the outside of the ring. Alex Shelley on the top rope, and they land skull and bone. Alex Shelley goes for the cover and gets the pin. The winner of the match, the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. This was a decent tag team match. We cut to Fraxium backstage, who were watching the match. They talk about the tag team division. In comes DIY, who tells Fraxium that they will not win the tag team titles. Ciampa says they have been staying out of the way. That way the Street Profits cannot point their fingers at them. He says the Street Profits are choke artists. Fraxium are delusional and the Los Garza are losers. Axiom challenged Johnny Gargano to a match and Fraxium leaves the locker room. Jacob for 2 music hits, but we cut to Nick Aldis and WWE officials running back. We see Jacob for 2 down with the equipment on the top of him and blood on the floor and blood coming out of his mouth. A very fun tag team match. They have some good tag teams on SmackDown, but they are not utilizing them properly, which is facts by itself. The Motor City Machine Guns are always good to watch, and Los Garza are underrated. And hashtag SmackDown, which is I agree with that. Commercial break. Back from commercial, Nick Aldis and WWE officials are with Jacob for 2. Drew McIntyre music hits and Nick Aldis walks away. Out comes Drew McIntyre to the ring, smiling. Drew McIntyre bleeding gums for Jacob for 2 It's all gas, no brakes. He tells the referee to raise his hands of the new no more contenders. The referee refused and comes out and comes. The referee refused and out comes Nick Aldis. He tells Drew McIntyre that he doesn't know what happened with Jacob Fatu. It is bad. He says if he finds out that Drew McIntyre had anything to do, Drew McIntyre cuts him off and says he had nothing to do with that. He has always jumped. He always has to jump through hoops. He tells Nick Aldis that they have known each other for 20 years. He says he's better not be working for corporate Cody. Out comes Cody Rhodes, who says enough. The fans did not want to hear him talk. They wanted a number one contenders match. Bro, I mean, Cody Rhodes says they should give the fans something right now. Cody Rhodes says to do their match right now. Drew McIntyre to the outside and Cody Rhodes with right hand. So we go to commercial break. Alright. I had to take a sip of my water. But this is the main event of the evening. So we get a WWE Undisputed Championship match. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. And this was a solid main event match. But I have never in my life seen Cody Rhodes crash out before. That is a true definition of a crash out. Cody Rhodes just crash out. And that's good on him. We need more energy like this from Cody Rhodes. Instead of saying, what do you want to talk about all the time? We need that crash out Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes just show us that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But this was a solid main event for what it was. Back from commercial, Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes are fighting on the outside of the ring. Cody Rhodes throws Drew McIntyre in the ring, and Cody Rhodes gets in the ring. The bell rings, and we are underway. Cody Rhodes goes for a splash, but Drew McIntyre moves out of the way. Drew McIntyre throws Cody Rhodes across the ring. Drew McIntyre with right hands. Cody Rhodes throws his vest onto Drew McIntyre and hits him with right hands. Drew McIntyre with a chop throw, and he throws Cody Rhodes to the mat. Cody Rhodes throws Drew McIntyre in the corner, and Cody Rhodes climbs the second rope and hits Drew McIntyre with their right hands. Cody Rhodes to the ropes, but Drew McIntyre with an elbow to the face. He goes for the cover, but Cody Rhodes kicks out. Drew McIntyre with a modified armbar, but Cody Rhodes gets to his feet. Cody Rhodes with right hands, but Drew McIntyre with a kick and a feature shot DDT. He goes for the cover, but Cody Rhodes kicks out. Drew McIntyre with a chop to the chest, followed by a kick in their right hands. Drew McIntyre with a chop to the chest, but Cody Rhodes with right hands. Drew McIntyre with a headbutt. With the headbutt, Drew McIntyre grabs Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes with right hands. Cody Rhodes with the Cody Cutter. Drew McIntyre to the outside of the ring, and Cody Rhodes goes for a suicide dive, but Drew McIntyre with an elbow to the face. Cody Rhodes to the outside, and Drew McIntyre throws him into the timekeeper's area. Cody Rhodes hits Drew McIntyre with the undisputed WWE Championship, and the referee calls for the bell. So the winner by disqualification, Drew McIntyre, but still your WWE Undisputed Champion, Cody Rhodes. And this was a solid match for what it was. Cody Rhodes clears the announcer table, but Cody Rhodes with a rake to the eyes. Drew McIntyre lifts Cody Rhodes onto his shoulders, but Cody Rhodes with an elbow to the face. Cody Rhodes slams Drew McIntyre face first onto the announcer table. Both men are on the announcer table, and Cody Rhodes grabs Drew McIntyre, but out comes WWE officials and Nick Aldis, who breaks it up. Cody Rhodes gets away from security and he climbs the top rope. Cody Rhodes with a splash onto Drew McIntyre and the WWE officials. Cody Rhodes gets in the ring and WWE officials hold back Drew McIntyre and holds Drew McIntyre back. Cody Rhodes music hits and SmackDown goes off the air. That was a solid main event, but for the ending, I thought we would get a new champion. But they have this going between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre until Saturday night's main event. Hashtag SmackDown. A very fun hashtag SmackDown. One of the best shows they have had in weeks. Not a lot of matches, but the matches were good. They started with the Undisputed Championship and they ended with it too. Now SmackDown has been terrible lately, but SmackDown was a pretty decent show. I'm not saying it was super good, and I'm not saying it was super bad. It was a pretty decent show. The highlight of the night was Ilja Dragunov coming back and taking the United States Championship off of Sami Zayn. That was a good match between Sami Zayn and ilja Dragunov for the United States Championship. And I mentioned this earlier in my review, and I'm saying this one more time. Where is Bianca Belair? And I know Bianca Belair was dealing with injuries right now, but I wish Bianca Belair a speedy recovery so Bianca Belair can come back and take the WWE Women's Championship off of Tiffany Stratton. Why would Bianca Belair come back and go after Julia's the Women's United States Championship? Why would she go after a mid-card title? That doesn't make any sense. What only makes sense is that Bianca Belair comes back and take the WWE Women's Championship off of Tiffany Stratton. That makes total sense. Bianca Belair is one of the best wrestlers of all time on SmackDown, and can't nobody challenge me on that. Let me say this one more time for all my subs and viewers that's watching. Bianca Belair is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time on SmackDown. Because Bianca Belair is the fastest, the toughest, and the quickest in the EST of WWE. I miss Bianca Belair, but I know Bianca Belair is injured right now. So we all got to be patient. And we got to just let the process play out. Like I said, I know we all miss Bianca Belair. And I understand that. But we got to give Bianca Belair some time to heal before she comes back. Once Bianca Belair comes back of her injuries, please, Bianca Belair, take the WWE Women's Championship off of Tiffany Stratton. And Stephanie McMahon needs to control the women's division. The women's division has been god-awful and atrocious at the same time. But Stephanie McMahon needs to control the women's division. And that's nothing but facts by itself. And I'm glad that I said this on my channel. And I know everybody in the comment section is going to agree with me. That Stephanie McMahon needs to control the women's division. And that's about it. And that's nothing but facts. But anyway, WWE Smackdown was a pretty decent show. It had some good matches. But the highlight of the night goes to ilja Dragunov returning and taking the United States Championship off of Sami Zayn. Which, that match was good by itself between Sami Zayn and ilja Dragunov for the United States Championship. And that's all I got to say. But everything else on the card was just there. But SmackDown lately has been nothing but terrible. And that's all I got to say. But this SmackDown tonight was a pretty decent show in my own opinion. But let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think of SmackDown. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed my WWE Smackdown review and highlights, make sure you guys give this video 30 likes. Comment down below what you guys think of SmackDown. And go and follow all my social media down below in the description. And go check out my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. And I will see you guys tomorrow for my AEW Wrestle Dream review and highlights. So, this your boy B-Boy Snatch Shine TV. This your boy B-Boy Snatch Shine TV. A.K.A. we kind of snatch one because I got plenty to go around. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And I'll see you guys tonight at 5 o'clock a.m. on my upcoming world premiere for my WWE Smackdown review and highlights. Have a great Friday. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang.